Welcome back everyone to the next installment of Chaos Child. We had a pleasant shopping trip, we made up Uki's room, it looks awesome, now we're back in the newspaper club, I'm just waiting for something terrible to happen. Me, Sarika, Kurisu, Ito, Aramura, Kazuki, and now Uki, the newest member of the Hekiho newspaper club, was here as well. Shouldn't it be we're here? We all looked a little tired. Our meeting to decide what we put in the next issue hadn't been going well at all.
ああ、もういい。部長の僕がそろそろ結論を出したいと思う。
結論も何も復興祭の裏側レポートで問題ないじゃん。
いや、いくらなんでもそれは安直すぎる。
しつこいな。まさかお前、まだニュージェネの狂気の再来事件にこだわってるんじゃないだろうな。もう誰も興味持ってないぜ。
I know I'm saying this every time, but it's driving me crazy that not only did we undo Yui's murder, but Ito does not have any interest in pursuing the case. Kurisu's face contorted with sadness for an instant when she heard the name Return of the New Generation Madness. She was probably thinking about Senri Minamisawa, the killer who'd committed suicide.
いや、別にニュージェネじゃなくてもいいんだ。他にもっと何かないかなと。
That's right, I did forget she died differently. She wasn't staked and then burned. She apparently just immolated herself. Since Kurisu was here, I didn't want to go into it any further, but it still seems strange to me. No one cared about the New Generation Madness anymore? That case had altered every aspect of our lives and attracted the attention of the entire nation, and now everyone had just forgotten about it? That guy on screen who came to interview us about it is dead, and we're just cool now?
個人的意見としても確かにオワコンの極みっすよね。
She was personally attacked too. Yeah, she's just fine. When I saw how casual Aramura was acting, I only became more suspicious. It didn't make sense. What was the reason for this difference between me and everyone else?
ねえみんな、ここは平等に決めましょう。多数決にすればいいわよね。
Kurisu seemed eager to smooth things over.
まあいいんじゃね。宮代は？
いいだろう。そういうことなら受けて立とうじゃないか。
I would have to give up on persuading Ito and Arimura, two people who were easily influenced by trends. But I was sure the others would understand.
話はまとまったみたいね。それじゃあ僭越ながら副部長の私が決を取ります。まず復興祭の取材に賛成の人、挙手してください。
That's everyone but me. And I guess but Uki, she's not voting. I heard everyone gulp a little, and then the veil of silence dropped. Ito and Arimura raised their hands immediately. A moment later, Kazuki slowly raised her own.
わかった、3人ね。では次。ニュージェネの狂気の再来事件について、もう少し掘り下げたいと考えている人、挙手してくれる？
Well, no one's left. Kurisu doesn't look like she's voting, and it's just me. I raised my own hand immediately. What about Sarika and Kurisu? If they didn't go for Ito and Arimura's proposal, then that meant Sarika and Kurisu would agree with me. But they can't, right?
おい。
But only Sarika raised her hand. Of course, Kurisu didn't.
ちょっと待て、クルス。どっちにも手を挙げないってのはどういうことだ？伊藤に賛成じゃないんなら、イコール僕に賛成ってことなんじゃないのか？
どうしてだかわからないけど、どちらもあまり乗り気にはなれないの。だから今回は棄権させてくれる？
This doesn't feel right.
危険？そんなのおかしいだろ。
そう？だったら私はどっちかっていうと復興祭。
Of course.
クルスは危険か、仕方ないな。
おい、今復興祭に1票って言いかけて。
That is kind of funny, but either way, we're not winning.
いや、やはりここは危険というクルスの自由意志を尊重すべきだ。
So disingenuous.
うわぁ。
I deliberately ignored Arimura's cold glance. Anyway, if Kurisu or Kazuki voted with me, I could have made it a tie. At this rate, things weren't looking good. It all comes down to Uki.
開票の結果、結論は出たみたいね。あら？
Everyone in the room looked towards a single spot. Next to me, fidgeting awkwardly but still raising her hand, was... Raising her hand, though?
ウキ、
確認だけど、今ウキちゃんが手を挙げているのは、つまり。
はい、私はタクルさんに賛成します。
What? I mean, okay, but what? My eyes met with Yuki's. Her little eyes seemed to be sending me a message that only I could see.
あ、いや、
That is shocking.
見ちゃった。なに今の目と目で通じ合ってる的なアイコンタクト。
Yeah, we were.
おい宮代、いつの間にどうやってウキちゃんを手なずけた？
Wow.
ロリコだ、犯罪だ、おまわりさん。
Jeez, rough. The whole room started to buzz like someone had poked a beehive.
もうなんて顔してるの？
Kurisu laughed and gently put her hand on my shoulder.
子供は直感的に相手の善悪を見抜くものなのよ。タクルはウキちゃんに OK をもらったと思って自信持てばいいのよ。
Yeah, we did get on Uki's good side repeatedly, but still. Uki was glancing up at me from time to time, her cheeks still blushing pale red. Did that mean she'd taking a liking to me? Of course, that wasn't a bad thing. But none of this all seemed quite real. Yeah. Especially the way everyone was willing to just give up on the New Generation Madness case.
やあみんな、おお、具合よく全員揃ってるみたいだね。
Wakui smiled as he opened the door and came inside.
お、先生が部室に来るなんて珍しいですね。
No, he really doesn't.
ああ、うん。実はね、今日はみんなが喜ぶ話題が降ってきてね、少しでも早く伝えてあげようと思って。
私たちを喜ばせる話題ですか？
まあもっとはっきり言えば、みんなというよりは宮代くんをと言った方がいいかな。
Man, this is weird.
僕を。
My heart started pounding a little faster when he said my name.
ほら、文化祭でさ、宮代くんたちがディスカッションを行うことになっていた件があったよね。
He was probably trying to be as vague as possible because of what had happened with Watabe. Yeah. When he saw the tension on everyone's face, he quickly continued.
あの番組を担当していたっていうニコニア動画のディレクターからうちに連絡があったんだよ。
Oh, do we... No, we're at the point where Yui was supposed to have died. We definitely know that Kei is Kunosato.
ニコニア動画のディレクターですか？
そうなんだよ。実はね、生前渡部さんが記者として出演していたニュース番組に渡部さんの代わりとして宮代くんに出てほしいって。
But this is absurd. Why is this happening? So I guess it's not Kei, but now I'm a straight up news journalist? This is insanity. Why is this happening?
僕がですか？ニコニアのニュース番組に？
まあ、あんなことにはなってしまったけど、渡部さんは実力はあったわけで、その渡部さんが目をつけて対談したいとまで思った宮代くんにディレクターは大いに興味を持ったらしいんだ。
It is true that nobody knows that Watabe was actually super condescending. He kept that quiet, so we would think he took a liking to us.
そこで現役高校生記者、コメンテーターとして出演してみないかって。
This is nuts. This is the dream, right? Watabe's news program, that was Nikoniya News, right? The most popular source of information around? And they wanted me as a commentator? Could that really be real? No, it couldn't, actually.
どうだろう宮代くん。先方はぜひにと言っているんだけど。
See, the weirdest thing for me is that with Arimura, we clearly went in a different path. But everything about Uki's path is just screaming, this is not real. So I'm confused as to why we're letting this charade continue. The biggest twist will be if it's not a charade. After the initial shock faded, I felt a weird kind of happiness. It felt like I was walking on top of a cloud. But could I really do such an important job? If I tripped over my tongue or panicked, I would look stupid in front of the viewers. Everybody would be laughing at me.
すごいじゃん、タク。これはチャンスだよ。
It is. Now, to be fair, Taku does trip over his tongue constantly when he's put on the spot, but if he just concentrates on commentating, this might be gold.
チャンス。
That's great. She's literally starry-eyed.
おいおい、どうしたんだよ宮代。ニコニアニュースったらすげえ人気番組じゃねえか。何も迷うことなんてないだろ。
そうですよ。これぞまさに千載一遇。他の人から見れば喉から手が出るほど欲しがっても手に入らないくらいのスーパーウルトラデラックスチャンスっすよ。
She just straight up said super ultra deluxe chance.
これで情弱どもに真の状況だけが持つ本当の力を思う存分見せつけてやれるぞ。いやー、よかったな。
This really is what Serica ultimately wanted, too. And we don't even have to get more killings. This is the end point of the plan. We got it. Still, I wasn't sure what to do. Of course, the offer was an enticing one. If it was for the whole of the Akio newspaper club, I would have accepted without a second thought. What? Are we being selfless? We all did the investigations together, so it wasn't right for me to take all the credit. And what's more...
いいじゃないタクル。迷っているならとりあえずやってみればいいのよ。当たって砕けろよ。
大丈夫大丈夫。タクならできるって。
いや、そう簡単に言うけど。
Serica said I could do it, but I wasn't sure I really could. I was a shy person to begin with, so I didn't know how I would be able to talk on camera.
そう難しく考えることないっすよ。いつも私たちにしてるみたく思ったことを喋ればいいだけなんですから。
It might ironically be easier to talk on camera. Of course, you're being viewed by far more people than you could see, but that's the point. If you forget that you're being viewed by a bajillion people, it's just you and a camera. Just chill out, if you can.
いつもみたいに。
それに相手はカメラで人間じゃない。そう考えると気が楽だろ。
Yeah, even better. I mean, there'll probably be a camera person, but even so.
大丈夫。タクさえそう望んでいるなら絶対間違いなくうまくいくって。
Even after all that, I still wasn't sure what I should do, until I felt a small tug at my shirt. I mean, if a little kid's cheering me on, then maybe that's just the push Takeru needs.
私もタクルさんならきっとできると思います。
For some reason, when I saw how serious she was, even if she was still a little trepidatious about speaking, I felt a lot better. Wow, I don't know if I've ever seen that word before. I've seen trepidation, but trepidatious. Huh.
どうかな、宮代くん。
じゃあ、やってみることにします。
これで一気に部も注目を集めて新入部員も怒涛のごとく押し寄せてくるに違いない。
Serica and Arimura gave each other a high five, big grins on their faces.
じゃあ先方にはそう伝えて。ああ、そうだ、忘れてた。
Wakui clapped his hands together as if he just remembered something.
せっかくだから初回は渋谷復興祭の会場から生中継にしたいって話だけど、それで構わないよね。
That's pretty intense, actually, but we have to do it sooner or later. A live broadcast from the Shibuya Restoration Festival? The thing that thousands of people are attending? Which meant...
一応学生ということで金銭的なギャランティーの発生は難しくてね。代わりにメインイベントのプラチナチケットを宮代くんのために用意してくれるそうなんだよ。
That's pretty kick-ass. The main event for the Shibuya Restoration Festival is going to be held at the Hikariwa Theater Cube. So it's come back to that, is it? Major celebrities were going to be there, and the tickets had sold out seconds after going on sale. Supposedly, it cost a fortune to get one from a scalper on the internet now.
いいな、超VIP扱いじゃん、タク。
くっさ、なんだよ。そんなことなら俺が出るって言っときゃよかった。
As I heard them all complain, my uneasiness disappeared, and instead I felt joy at being chosen. That sounds more like selfish Takaru, but at the same time, their being jealous also feels a little more realistic.
宮代くん、それでも構わないね。
はい。
ん？じゃあ先方には伝えておくから。
He smiled one last time and left the room.
よかったわね、タクル。
羨ましいぞ、この子の。
当然といえば当然だけどな。
Jeez.
あ、その発言ダウトです。タクってば素直じゃないんだから。
Then my eyes met with Uki's again. She'd gotten quiet while everyone else had been excited.
よかったですね、タクルさん。
うん。まあ。
Her smile was a flower that wasn't quite in full bloom, and somehow seeing it made me feel really strange. Yeah, this entire scenario is making me feel really strange. We stayed there and talked about Nico Neon News until the sun set and the chime rang to tell us it was time to go home. After the big news, we hadn't gotten anywhere with our next project, but that was fine. We each grabbed our bags and headed for the shoeboxes. I guess at the front, yeah, these.
宮代のニヤ生が評判良けりゃ新入部員入ってくれるよな。
そしたら予算も増えるし、言うことなしっすね。だったら嬉しいな。タクたちが卒業しちゃうと部活も一気に寂しくなっちゃうし。
We still didn't know what was going to happen, but they were already getting excited. I ignored them and went to take my shoes out of their box. What was this? On top of my shoes, I could feel something thin, like paper. I took it out, wondering what it might be. It couldn't be a sumo sticker. Nobody needs to troll us anymore. It was definitely one of those things you put letters in. An envelope. Yeah, that's right. What the hell is this? Did we flake on what an envelope is? What's going on? And what's more, it was a very cute envelope, which smelled kind of good. In large letters in the center it said, "To Miyashiro." I turned it around and there was a heart-shaped sticker sealing it shut. This isn't going to be from Oki, is it? I really would prefer we don't go there. My mind had frozen up for a second, but now it started to race. Could this be? No, wait! Don't be hasty, Takaru Miyashiro! You don't know it for a fact yet. I flipped it around and looked at the other side again. There was a name on the envelope. Yume Aozaki? What? Also, let me just throw something at you. I don't know if this is supposed to be a coincidence or what, but Yume is Dream.
Aozaki.
Who's that? I tried to remember, but nothing came to me.
Yume.
This is gonna bother me because for some reason... Didn't we hear that name at one point? Like a long time ago?
タク、何してるの？
別に何もしてないよ。
あら？今背中に何か隠さなかった？
隠してない。隠してなんかない。
あ、今の嘘です。ってことは、花ちゃん。
Kazuki got it. Kazuki had snuck behind me at some point. She quickly grabbed the letter out of my hands. Man, that sucks.
おい、これって。
もしかしてラブレター？
The music. Everyone started to shout as they peered at the letter in Kazuki's hands.
嘘、タクミ？マジっすか？差出人は？青崎ゆめでいいんだよね、これ。待って、青崎ってもしかしてあの2年の青崎さん？
Wait, that wasn't Arimura's fan, was it? I'm flaking on the name here.
なんだと？
Ito and Arimura gasped in surprise at almost the exact same time.
知ってるのか、伊藤。
知ってるのかって。お前こそ知らないのかよ。青崎っつったら我が校を代表する10年に1人の美少女って有名だろ。
In a decade. I had no idea.
彼女のことなら私も知ってるわ。まるで少女漫画の世界から抜け出してきたみたいに美人だっていう噂の。
They say? I'm assuming you've seen her before. She's a student.
当社費によりますと、美少女ランキングでは学年という枠組みを飛び越え、碧峰学園でダントツ1位かと。そんな美少女がタクにラブレター？
No, Kazuki, there's no need to punch the shoeboxes and find out if they hurt.
嘘だろ。あの子が、あの青崎さんが、あんなとびっきりにスペシャルな美少女が宮代にラブレターだと。
Damn, he really took his time with that one.
嘘だ。何かの間違いだ。さもなければいたずらだ。
Ito was stomping his feet and throwing a tantrum. He looked like he might be about to weep tears of blood. Maybe we shouldn't make that joke, considering we've seen that multiple times in this game already. Was this Yume Aozaki really that pretty?
いや、みんな落ち着け。伊藤の言う通り、いたずらって可能性もあるわけで。
I tried to play it cool and speak in a calm level voice. I failed. Even I could tell my voice was shaking. The most beautiful girl in the school had sent me a love letter. Was this the beginning of a wonderful romance? Was I about to say goodbye to my days of being single and enter the world of the normals? Is this literally too good to be true? No, of course, I was already normal, but I meant in the other sense of the word.
ダメよタクル。
Kursu suddenly turned to me with a serious look on her face.
ダメって何が？
最初からいたずらなんて決めつけちゃ失礼でしょってこと。ちゃんと真面目に読んでお返事しなきゃダメだからね。
Yeah, we never did actually open the letter.
それくらい分かってるよ。
From the look in her eyes, I could tell that she sensed my excitement. Well, there was no sense in trying to fool Kursu anyway.
おい、宮代、読め。今読め。すぐ読め。早く読め。何が書いてあるのか、今ここで読んでみせろ。
Damn. That's really personal. Ito looked like he was about to pounce on me.
落ち着け、伊藤。これが落ち着いていられるか。
伊藤君。
All it took was one word, his own name, for him to quiet down.
そんな大勢で晒すような真似しちゃかわいそうよ。こういうものはもらった本人が一人で読むのがマナーでしょ。
Yeah, really, it could be incredibly awkward to read it in front of everybody.
そうだよ。そういうわけで。
宮代先輩のケチンボ。
Yup. I tried my best to remain calm as the others complained and then slid the letter into my bag. Of course, I was actually trying my best to suppress the desire to read it right now. Still, first a Nikonia offer and then a letter from a girl? What was happening to my life? Suddenly, I felt a weird sensation run down my spine. Someone was staring at me. I turned around. It was Uki. What? Well, that is. That's her sword. And then I saw something huge, something that most certainly didn't belong here. It was like some kind of twisted piece of art, which we've seen twice before. A D-sword. Uki was standing behind the rest of the group, staring at me intently with a stern expression on her face. In her hand was a shining, beautiful blade, the D-sword. My mind went blank for a second.
ウキ、何を。
What? What? Oh, did we just glimpse reality for a second? This is uncomfortable. Now I'm further convinced we're in a dream, and this is just going to get more and more depressing as I play because you know it's going to amount to nothing. Oh, I don't like this. What was that? I know I just saw a D-sword. And we're dying this whole time. I tried blinking a few times, but Uki wasn't holding any kind of sword at all.
どうかしましたか?
This sucks.
あ、いや。
What was that? Maybe a hallucination caused by the setting sun?
なあ、宮代、ちょっとだけでいいから。
いい加減にしなさい、伊藤くん。
The tiny little doubt I had eventually disappeared as I listened to the others chatter. I super don't like this. Because it's going to end with us dying horribly, and Uki's going to feel bad for, like, cleaving us in two. When the door closed, my cool, casual demeanor broke into a giant grin. I was going to be a guest commentator on Nikoniya News, and on top of that, I'd gotten a love letter from Yume Aozaki, the most beautiful girl in the school, or so they say. On the way back home, I'd had to stop myself from skipping around Shibuya. Are we going to read the thing? I said the words aloud to try and get myself under control. Some things were too good to be true. See, like, the Arimura thing hurt at the last second. This hurts all the way through. This is rough. Maybe Ito was right and it was just a prank. The first rule of entertainment was to make it seem like things were going well right before everything goes to hell. Yeah, boy, what do you know? Remember that time we beat Arimura's story? Not that my life was mere entertainment, of course. This is not a meta joke. Anyway, if it was a prank, why would anyone bother? Was the goal to laugh and make fun of me? Who'd want to do that? Good question, honestly. Oh, yikes. Alright. Guess what? We're saving. Here we go. Or maybe people could sense the light of my inner genius, no matter how hard I tried to hide it. Of course we're going positive. But normally I didn't stand out at all. Everyone seemed to get the wrong idea, but I always tried to keep myself out of the limelight. And yet, Yume Aozaki found me anyway, which meant that she was special. The chosen right-sider and the chosen beauty, drawn together by a special destiny. Yeah. Was this fate after all? Maybe someone was planning to get my hopes up as much as possible before humiliating me on video and uploading it to social media. Again, that's theoretically possible, but who? Who even cares to try that on Takaru? There were other possibilities too. This could also be someone's way of getting me to sign up for expensive English language instructional materials or join some weird cult. What? But anyway, the fastest way to find out was to read it. Yeah, I can't believe it took all this time. That would give me a clue as to whether it was real or a prank. Oh god, which means that the contents of the letter might differ depending on which positive or negative we choose. Oof. I cut off just a tiny piece at the top of the envelope and took out the letter from inside. The letter was written on pretty pink paper that matched the envelope. I started to read the contents of the letter.
何々突然のお手紙でごめんなさい。 けれどもうこの溢れそうな思いを
私の小さな胸の内だけに閉じ込めておくのは苦しくて切なくて今にも胸が張り裂けそうで。
That was a clever transition with the voices.
このお手紙だけで宮代先輩に私の思いすべてを伝えられるかどうかはすごく不安です。それでもやっぱり我慢できなくて、だから思いの丈すべてを込めて筆を綴ります。これまで私はずっと宮代先輩のことを見ていました。知的で何でも知っていて、それに新聞部の部長としてたくさんの人から慕われていて、なのにそれをひけらかすことなくいつもクールで。
This is the paragraph that would make me suspect a prank. That's too much.
その眼鏡の奥に隠されたまっすぐな瞳を見るたびに、私の心は締め付けられるように苦しくなっちゃうんです。そうしていつしか私は宮代先輩の虜になっていました。最近では寝ても覚めても宮代先輩のことばかり。このままでは私はどうにかなってしまいそう。もちろん私なんかが宮代先輩のような素敵な方と釣り合うとは思えません。
This is ridiculous.
でももしも宮代先輩が少しでも私のことに興味を持ってくれるのなら、最初はただの後輩としてでもいいんです。先輩、私と真剣にお付き合いしていただけませんでしょうか。
Wow, our first date. Could you imagine if I'd read that in front of everybody? Just reading it was enough to make me feel dizzy. I was ashamed that I had ever doubted her. I could feel Yume Aozaki's pure innocent feelings for me pouring forth. Joy burst from within my heart.
一人のひたいけな少女をかくも虜にしてしまうなんて、僕はなんて罪な男なんだ。
I love how sappy this is. I ran my hand up and back through my hair and adjusted the rim of my glasses, then sighed dramatically.
これは
And then I saw it. At the bottom of the letter, there was an 11-digit number. Wow, we're really going all in. Was that a cell phone number?
お返事待ってます。
Oh boy. That was what it said in cute round letters next to the number. My throat went dry and my stomach started to clench.
電話で返事しろってことか。
She wanted me to talk on the phone with a girl I'd never met before, and one who was supposedly the prettiest to come along in a decade? Serica and the guys in the newspaper club were one thing, but I still got nervous talking to my classmates. This was asking way too much. Oh boy. And we're still in the delusion. Who knows where this could go? How long did you want me to wait on those ellipses? They kept panning forever. I realized I'd been standing there clutching the love letter for hours. What? If I waited any longer, I'd lose the chance to call her. Come to think of it, it must have taken her a lot of courage to write this letter. So if I didn't respond, Serica and Kurisu would get mad at me. And not only would it be rude to them, it would go against my own sense of morals and etiquette.
よし。
I gathered up all my willpower, took out the phone, and dialed the number on the paper. This is a positive delusion, so I have faith it'll be a legitimate number. And then I tapped the screen with a trembling finger, and it started to ring. The wait was torture. I had to try my best to stop from hanging up. And then she picked up.
あ、あにょ。
Oof. Oof. Strike one or half strike? I stammered. I totally screwed that up.
僕、その、
I tried my best to start over. What? I'm sorry, what was that static on the screen? The visible static?
あ、
Was this Aozaki's voice? Is it just a bad signal? Because, like, we got the visual garbage, and also she's going kind of in and out. Taku, how did she know my nickname? It can't be Serika, is it? This isn't a prank and a positive delusion, is it? Huh? This voice? Was it?
尾上
No way. I know I entered the right number. Please don't tell me this is real life Serika talking to my dying body. This is going to be extremely uncomfortable. Like, I really want Uki's scenario to just end. Like, this is brutal. This time it was another voice. That voice belonged to...
クルスか
Oh, I do not want this. What was going on? Why was I talking to Serika and Kurusu?
もしかして
What the hell is the negative delusion gonna be? Maybe the girls had sent me that letter as a prank? No, but wait. I could see Serika and Ito doing it, but would Kurusu go along with something like that? Kurusu wasn't the type. There was no way. And... yeah, of course it's ambiguous enough that it sounds like they're asking if I can hear them on the phone, but... it's in real life. I wish this would stop. They sounded like they were talking about something really urgent. It didn't feel like a prank or an act.
尾上どうしたんだよ
And why was the connection so bad?
セリカ、とにかく今は伝えるべきことを先に伝えないと。だね。
My heart started to beat faster. What was going on? What were they talking about? There was so much noise on the line it was almost impossible to make them out. And they seemed like they were in a big hurry.
よく聞いて。いるのはね。人のしじゃないの。
Oh, this sucks so bad!
だからお願い。タク、早くして。
I want out. Could we please finish this scenario and do somebody else's? This is a really painful scenario.
おいさっきから何言ってるか全然聞こえないぞもっと電波のいいところに
Did you ever read that one Superman comic or see that one Justice League Unlimited episode for the man who has everything? I really hope this isn't like that, where to snap back into reality I have to have a very tragic departure from this pleasant reality. I want out. Like, I'm done. I want out of Uki's scenario. Oh, God. Oh, and now we're stuck back in, quote, reality. We're stuck back in this world because that delusion was our chance. That was oh, this sucks. This is terrible. I want out. Huh? What was the sensation I was feeling? What was I... oh, right, the phone. Ah. I was on the phone. I looked at the phone I was holding. This is some of the most painful trigger delusions. Like, this is terrible. They're really playing with the concept in this game. It was still trying to connect me to Yume Aozaki, so I did dial. There were no signs she'd picked up, and I couldn't hear Serika or Kurusu at all. My head felt so confused. Then what was that? A dream? But it felt so real. The ringing continued. And remember, Yume means dream. Just when I thought she might not pick up, it connected.
もしもし
Still stumbled a bit, but we got through it. Huh? The call went through, right?
もしもしもしもし
宮代先輩ですか？
That voice. So this was Yume Aozaki's voice. It's so cute.
宮代先輩ですよね。
はい、そうです。
It took everything I had to keep my voice from shaking.
お電話ありがとうございます。私、嬉しいです。
いえ、こちらこそ、何と申しますか。何と申し上げてよろしいものやら。
Jeez, what am I doing? The sweet voice from the phone was making me his prisoner.
それじゃあ、楽しみにしていますね。
うん。
先輩？
何？
私、幸せすぎて、今夜は眠れないかもです。先輩、先に切ってください。
いや、君が先に。
それじゃあ、せーので。やっぱり、私から切りますね。
うん。
それじゃあ、先輩、おやすみなさい。
I took a deep breath and let out all the air in my lungs. I'd been in such a panic that I didn't even remember what I'd talked about. What a coincidence, neither do I, because we skipped over it. The only thing I could even barely recall was that we'd agreed to go on a date after school tomorrow. She told me that it would be embarrassing to let the girls in her class see her, so she wanted to meet me someplace a little further away from the school. Yeah, I don't like this. So we both agreed to meet at Cafe Lax, I think.
Huh? 待てよ。
My brain had started to work again, and I realized the mistake I'd made. If we went to Lax, someone from the newspaper club might see us. Not to copy what Aozaki said, but I'd be embarrassed to let them see me too. Maybe I should change the meeting location. I took out and tapped the number I just called. But...
おかけになった番号は、現在、電波の届かないところにいるか、電源を切っているため、かかりません。
Instead of her beautiful voice, I was met with the cold voice of a recording.
おかしいな。
I really want the scenario to end. Maybe she was taking a bath, or she'd run out of battery. We've been talking a long time, so it was certainly possible. I tried again, but...
おかけになった番号は、
Yeah.
電波の届かないところにい
It
る
was the
か、
recording
電
again.
源を切っているため、
What was
かか
going
り
on?
ません。
But if she wasn't picking up, there wasn't anything I could do. She'd be able to see that I called, so she'd call me back when she looked at her phone. And come to think of it, we could go someplace else after meeting at Cafe Lax. Even if we did run into someone, we could probably talk our way out of it. Probably. And so... Suddenly there was a knock at the door, and I almost left out on my chair.
こんな時間に。
For a moment, I thought back to the return of the New Generation madness, and I felt a cold sweat start to form under my armpits. I looked outside, afraid.
あれ、
Really? Outside the door was a girl I knew well.
ウキ。
What was she doing here? Whatever she was here for, I couldn't leave her out there. This is weird. Uki looked relieved when she saw me.
なんだよ、こんな時間にどうした？
すみません、突然。実はこれ。
She handed me a plastic container wrapped in a tiny sack.
これ、お夕食のお裾分けなんですけど、もしよかったら。
お裾分け？
はい、佐久間先生がちゃんとしたものをタクルさんに食べさせるようにって、それで私が。
Yeah, but like at whatever weird hour this is.
ウキが作ったのか？
はい。なので、美味しいかどうかはわかりませんが。
I took the sack. The container was still warm. It must have been made just a little while ago.
それでは私はこれで。
Huh? Suddenly, frog backpack? Uki bowed her head and turned to go. I tried to say thank you, but the words got stuck in my throat. She suddenly turned back to face me.
タクルさん、いただいた観葉植物、毎日大事にお世話してますから。もしよければ、今度私のお部屋に見に来てください。
She smiled and fidgeted as she looked up at me. And then she ran off into the darkness before I could say anything. The meal she'd made for me had a very kind, gentle taste. Oof. I am not liking this. Oh man, like this is rough because this entire time I'm just waiting for the horrible end to hit. And just like the more it doesn't, the worse it gets. But for now, it's time to stop the installment. Well, we certainly made a lot of progress today, didn't we? Everything's going our way. We're gonna take Watabe's place as correspondent, kind of, student commentator. We're gonna be at the big restoration festival. We got platinum tickets that nobody can get. We got a girlfriend. But of course it's too good to be true. I've been suspecting this the whole time, not that I think the game was really trying to disguise it. But now we're getting glimpses of reality and people trying to tell us to wake up or whatever it is. This is super uncomfortable. The sooner we get through this scenario, the better. Until next time, everyone.